7-0, and well, could happen.
Yeah, I think 2 people who end up 4-3 will sneak into the top 120 bracket.
Yeah, some people shuffling schedules around. Real life stuff, unfortunately, had to drop out. So, a couple of 4-3 people will be moving on, and it's going to be based on the records of their opponents. I'll sync up the streams there, and looks like Gus is about 1 tile ahead right now. Look at that.
Right,
see if Rick can catch up with some arm pumps. Come on, get those arm pumps in, Rick.
What item you like seeing from the uncle in this new standard mode?
Fire rod, hammer.
Hammer's a good one.
I like bow personally. That's my favorite one to get early on.
Yeah, I like bow because that means you don't have to worry about looking for the bone.
Yeah, and first enemy kill drops a bomb and a large magic drop for Rick as well. So he can catch up by not having to pick up those pots to get the magic. Wow.
Yeah, look at that. Now Rick has the 1 second lead here. Now Gus has to make the comeback.
Yeah, but that first enemy dropping a bomb is quite fortuitous, since they're going to need that to check a couple of extra chests on their way outside of Hyrule Castle. Gus is not Elmagus. In fact, Elmagus is actually currently in a race on another channel. Funnily enough. Pretty standard stuff here. No one walks up the right side of the castle anymore. If they ever did.
Got a little Quake medallion here in the map chest here in Escape.
Yeah, it's a decent enough chance that they'll need that medallion to enter Misery Mire or Turtle Rock. The requirements for those dungeons, of course, being random, as this is a randomizer.
This is randomizer?
I mean, you don't normally see people running NMG as Zora, right?
That's true. Actually, yesterday in my tournament race, Quake was actually on the pedestal, but it wasn't required.
Unfortunately, the runners... Oh, get that bomb, Rick. Trolling him a little bit, where Gus's bomb just hung out in front of the door. That was nice. It's like... Oh, Gus looked like he was ahead for another second, but then Rick had a better spot where he dropped the key, so... Yeah, that.
If only this kind of back-to-back syncing could go the entire 2-hour race.
That would be pretty nuts. But anyway, unfortunately, the runners won't even be able to use that Quake medallion until they find a sword, so... Oh. God.
They both killed the Fallen Chain here at the same time. Look, this is insane sync right here.
Wow. Well, good thing neither of them forgot to pick up Zelda, otherwise that would be a costly error, putting them behind a second.
Oh, Gus has that 20-frame lead. Oh, now it's like a 2-frame lead. So hype.
Get those pumps in, Rick.
Phrasing.
Get those arm pumps in.
There you go.
I wasn't talking about pumping up a basketball or sneakers or anything.
Or your air in your bike tire.
Yeah. AdirondackRick.
Oh God, that's one. I want to keep count.
Do we have a rip counter? We have a Punoko counter. Just every time. Just cumulatively add one each time in chat. So next time, put 2 Punokos in chat. Gus wisely picking up a heart here. There's another one in the dark area that's pretty much on the way that he'll be able to pick up, so... If he feels like he needs it, I don't know. The sewer enemies don't do quite so much damage. I think the bats do a 1/4 heart of damage.
Yeah, bats do 1/4 and the ropes do half.
Yeah. Rope? Rope?
That's what we call snakes.
Rope! Alright, and that heart pickup allowed Rick to catch up again, although I think he might have been ahead. So I did mention arm pumping a little bit there. If you're moving to the left or moving to the up... Oh no, Gus!
No. That is one of the downsides of having the hammer as your escape weapon, because the combat with the hammer is pretty rough because it's very close combat. It's like fighting with swords in Halo.
Too bad it's not like fighting with swords in Zelda.
No, not at all.
Oh, he actually starts in the throne room. That's not terrible.
Yeah, that's a new feature added to with the randomized swords standard. That the throne room is basically a respawn. Basically for bomb starts when you run out of bombs, because it happens all the time when bomb starts.
Gotcha. All right, so that extra bomb, starting them off in the side room, and
hello.
Well, there's the bow and the power glove. So, yeah.
And the question is, do you go straight to Eastern Palace if it's a crystal? It's not in the logic yet because no lamp, but I've seen a lot of players, if they get the bow as their opening weapon more early on, they'll go straight to Eastern Palace first.
Yeah, definitely a good play if you're confident in your dark rooms. And is this a map? Don't pick up the map, Rick.
No, that map was in the key chest.
Then pick up the moon pearl. Okay, good thing he didn't think that was the map.
That would have been one you... We have Dark World access. Wait a minute.
Oh, wow, you're right. Dark World access before leaving Sanctuary. Can you say Scoops Jet Seed?
Anyway, we saw a map check, and the 5 and 6 crystals were on Hera and Eastern, and Desert was a blue pendant. Desert was a blue pendant. Wait a minute. Who did this?
Is this even etc.?
Blah, blah, blah. Haha, we made a funny joke that we make every time. And Gus saves and quits at the end of Moon Pearl, so he might be either going to the Hype Cave right away, maybe? See if Rick finds more bombs here. But no, Gus is skipping Kakariko and going, and there's Titan Spits in the Blind's basement. Gus skipping Kakariko, going straight to the dam.
Okay, well, crystals 5 and 6 are the ones in the light world too. So
yeah,
I missed that the first time. You probably didn't, so I apologize. I'm surprised. I actually maybe would have made a play for Hype Cave early on, but plenty of stuff.
We can still probably do Hype Cave like right after doing the dam here.
Yeah, there's not really much difference in the order you do things, because you're probably, whichever one you do first, you're going to save and quit and go back to Link's house. And there's the Ether Medallion. So you think they'll get all 3 medallions early on, but then Meyer and Turtle Rock will be pendants?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past the game to do something like that. Like whenever you get the Ice Rider early, you're like, all right, Turtle Rock's a pendant.
I think the Link to the Past rando entity was like, all right, I got a lot of races to do today. Let's not dilly dally. Holy Magolies, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
What are we counting over there, Cross?
23 races today.
Oh, you're on the schedule.
Checking out the schedule. Actually, one of our awesome setup helpers, Tear, is having a race right after this one. Good thing we're already set up, because it's starting at noon Eastern time.
Hey, Moldorm Cave, nothing.
Okay, is this... Looks like an Eastern Palace play, like you said.
Yep.
Maybe he started going south because he hadn't checked the map, and then... Did he get flippers? Or he needs bombs, okay. Or...
We're gonna see what's on the island.
Oh, he's doing a Houlihan, maybe.
No, he's gonna get bombs and then probably go to Eastern, because you need bombs to get the item for stuff.
Wait, there's no hole over here. You can't Houlihan. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe did he check out the item? Oh, yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. So, he just jumped down to see what was on the Lake Hylia Island, and it was a red rupee.
Then he did go back and buy bombs. He had none, so he's gonna take those bombs to Hashel's hut and then do Eastern. Rick now
Yep.
going through the Lost Woods.
Seems to be the play.
2 items over here.
I don't think Rick. Ooh, hook shot, very sweet. So he actually can get a ton of stuff up on Death Mountain right now if he wants to navigate the dark room without a sword or a lamp. Oh, there's the flute.
You get the flute right after you find out that Meyer is the green pendant.
So
That's like a nice little rub-in.
opts not to do Eastern Palace, but since he's got the flute, it's going to be a pretty easy trip over there. Just flute to 5 and then pick up the rock and go up the east side.
I mean, you can do pod at this point again if you know the dark rooms at pod. A little tougher, but definitely doable.
True.
We have so much of the seat open up to us, and there's your last.
Oh, green pendant is in Meyer. Confirmed. Sahasra is not lying to us.
And the red pendant was in ice, which is another thing that, like, it's good if you don't have to go into ice, but if you do, it kind of feels bad.
Yep.
We have ourselves an 11-minute hype cave check.
Ooh, Pooter. So that will be a magic bat check when Rick goes to unlock his flute, most likely.
Yep, you also got a sword in hype cave, so that's always a nice feeling. So weird to see two large route divergences this early into a race.
That's what happens when they give you a lot of options early, huh? So Gus didn't actually go into. Wait, did Rick?
Gus never went. This is Gus's first time Kakariko. Rick is never in the Mini Moldor.
Gus didn't do Mini Moldorm either. I think he just went to the dam and then saved and quit, right?
No, he went to Mini Moldorm and found literal garbage.
Gotcha. Didn't have any bombs to go check Ice Cave though. But he'll be able to fly pretty close to Hype Cave anyway, so it might actually end up saving him time in the long run.
Yeah. We can actually check out the Meyer area right now if you want, and actually go into Meyer. What is going on? Can't complete Meyer without the Cane of Samaria, but...
As a runner, I gotta say, I would not be a fan of this setup. It's basically like, here's the 5 things you need to unlock everything. Now go look everywhere. Like,
I mean, there's some places you put off till later because the lamp blocks it. Well, not really, because now with the flute, you can full clear all of Death Mountain at this point.
Heck yeah, even the Dark World stuff, jeez.
And if you find Samaria, you can dive Turtle Rock if long as it's not Bamos.
That's the other thing about the lamp is the lamp can be almost anywhere right now. Almost everything in the overworld is in logic other than boots and mirror spots. And
Overworld,
man. So I don't want to spend a lot of time doing overworld stuff, which is probably where the lamp's going to end up being. I want to go start clearing out dungeons. Probably Death Mountain and then start clearing out the crystal dungeons. But I'm basically not expecting to get lamp to do pod. Probably by the time I get into Turtle Rock, I'd find it. But
Gus can show us a chicken clip here.
Yep, leaves a chicken in the wall. Simon Belmont will be happy to find that later.
Alright, I know it's a Castlevania joke, but I don't get it.
It's chickens in the wall in Castlevania.
Oh, I've only played the bad one.
There's chickens in the wall in all of them.
Okay,
Except maybe Simon's Revenge or whatever. Simon's Quest.
Simon's Quest, that's the only one I've played, and everyone says it's the worst one. Anywho, we see a little fake flipper action on Rick's side here.
What if they made an actual Metroidvania that was a crossover between Castlevania and Metroid?
I mean, I guess it's possible. What if they made a crossover between Super Metroid Randomizer and Link to the Past? Oh wait.
Yeah, shoutouts to Total. Entire world is open. Rick still sequence breaks. I mean, hey, honestly, if he finds flippers, or if he finds progression, he can narrow down where flippers are. Like if he finds a lamp or something, he can determine that flippers are not locked behind a dark room. But that still leaves like 15 items on Death Mountain that it could be.
Basically, like this could pay off if like he finds the lamp here and the flippers are like deep in Turtle Rock.
Oh, so Gus, I think is in Death Mountain right now, but didn't grab his sword from Hype Cave, so he's gonna have to do a little bit of echolocation here.
Yeah, again, sequence breaking when you have the entire world up with you. He's doing the well, I mean, this one makes sense because he's just rescuing the old man in the dark, which is the only thing in Death Mountain that's not in logic right now.
Yeah, oh, made it. One of the saving graces, if you're going through that dark cave and you get kind of lost, I think if you're really lost and you don't know if you picked up the old man or not, or if you do pick up the old man, you can actually take a death or save and quit, and then you can know exactly where you are, because you'll start at the point where you pick up the old man. Alright, Zora gives half magic, which was in logic because of the glove, despite no flippers.
I would say that's worth 499 rupees, so that's a ripoff.
I mean, in vanilla, you just trade a mushroom and get powder for it, right? I mean,
yeah.
Basically costs a mushroom.
Basically, the fetch quest that we talk about here gets you at half magic.
Now, this half magic, funnily enough, will play into logic if they don't find any jars or blue cane, but they find cave. The half magic will play into the logic for Spike Cave, but it's kind of a long shot, but it's possible.
Benefit of having a hook shot going through the dam here is you can only do that little trick Rick just did and get it done in one shot.
Yeah, you save a couple screen transitions. I recently discovered that hook shotting through the blocks in places like this and in the Super Bunny Cave, if you come in from the bottom, it's actually really easy. You can actually just spam Y as you push the block, same as the mirror glitch.
Okay, cool. We found a mirror here in Paradox.
Speaking of mirror.
It's like he's heading up to Gina's cave here.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, he didn't go to the hospital for the flute yet. I see.
Second half of Paradox had.
No, wait. Yeah. Flute Magoot.
Yeah, he has a flute. He has a sword, but no flute. These guys have gone all over the place and have so many items the other one doesn't have right now.
Lamp.
Oh, there's your lamp.
Okay, you can actually...
Yeah, you get it right now.
Yeah. So... Interestingly... Okay, oh, this is interesting. So, Rick is... I don't imagine he's coming all the way here to just look at the Lumberjack Cave. I think he's going to sequence break up Death Mountain. Which means he's going to find the lamp up there, which means he knows he can narrow down where the flute is.
Aga will not be required here. That's just a bomb upgrade.
Yeah, and we've already got hammer and gloves, of course. So, the way sequence breaking works is you can get items before the game thinks you should be able to get them. Now, in order to get up Death Mountain, the game thinks that you need lamp or to get through the dark room, or flute to bypass the dark room. Since lamp is on Death Mountain, he knows that flute has to come before lamp in, the logic layout. So he's going to be able to determine that flute's not going to be through any dark rooms or anywhere else you need to use lamp.
Which we already know, the lamp is actually in the back of Sahasra's hut. It says map check none. And I imagine we're going to see what we need for Turtle Rock here. And we need Ether, which we have. Now we can't go inside Turtle Rock just yet. Well, we can go inside, we just can't get very far. We need the Cane of Samaria to continue.
You can walk up to the telepathy stone that says you need Cane of Samaria.
Yeah.
Oh, nice sword for Gus.
Yep, that's his first sword. Rick comes here, which we pretty sure he will. That'll be his master sword.
Ooh,
and Silver's.
Agros. Gus, happy to go a little out of his way to get that lamp.
Yeah, it's definitely worth getting the lamp. First off, it is your first fire source, which could be logically required if Fire Rod is blocked behind torches or something. Yeah, to get the Morph Ball, you gotta beat Boshi on Instant Mario RPG. Imagine the Triple Cross, where you'd have, like, Mario RPG randomizer along with... Just, like, take all the randomizers, draw them all together, and see what happens. What's the worst that can happen?
I don't know about Mario RPG. That's a fun enough randomizer on its own, but I would throw in like a Super Mario World randomizer or something.
How about just take the 5 Zelda randomizers that exist now and just draw them all across worlds?
Ah.
But like if you get the bow in one, you get the bow in all, and stuff like that.
Ah.
Gotta get all devs on that one. I mean, everyone now is getting into playing the Ocarina of Time randomizer.
Ooh, so if you get the boomerang in Zelda 1, you get like the best weapon in Zelda Ocarina of Time?
No, because the best weapon in Ocarina of Time is the long shot, which means you gotta find 2 hook shots. So yeah.
No, that gives you the double claw shot in Twilight Princess.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually the best weapon of all time. The best weapon in Twilight Princess is the spinner. We all know that.
A spinner? No, dude, it's a Beyblade. Okay, Rick's gonna go ahead and open up Turtle Rock here, but as we mentioned before, without Cane of Samaria or boot/insane hover skills. Anyway.
We don't have the boots either, so good luck with the insane hover skills as well.
Yeah, we also don't have Fire Rod.
Minor details. Gus is going through Hera here. He gets the big key in its vanilla location.
So a question in chat I'll address. If you're looking down at the tracker, you see Eastern Palace, Tower of Hera. The crystals have a little asterisk next to them. That means those are crystals 5 and 6. They're actually colored red in the randomizer. These are the 2 crystals that will have to be picked up in order to purchase a super bomb to enter the pyramid and get 2 items from the pyramid fairy farm.
Yeah, in the vanilla game, you open up the pyramid fairy and she gives you the silver arrows and the gold sword. But in randomizer, we just stick 2 chests in there and stay close enough. I'm gonna see a nice little bomb jump here.
Wow, that was a really quick setup. I'm impressed. Oh,
yeah.
Jeez. He just wanted to show us that he could do the bomb jump.
Yeah.
He didn't really want to save frames or anything.
It's like, here's the swag, now here's the fall.
So, speaking of the red crystals, Tower of Hera happens to be one of them. Gus is here, and I imagine Rick will come here as well. Full clearable since they've got the lamp. And also the lamp puts Eastern Palace in logic. Oh, be careful there, Gus. Did he set up the
Yeah, the orange pegs are down, so he can go get extra hearts. Rick will have a slightly easier time with Moldorm once he gets here because he has the Master Sword.
Yeah, we've already seen how troublesome that hammer hitbox can be. So despite Rick being on Death Mountain as a bunny, he does have Moon Pearl.
3 hits with the hammer.
Wow, that's really good.
Nice.
So, understanding where his fighter sword hitbox ends so he doesn't accidentally poke Moldorm. Because if he pokes Moldorm, he'll slip him into an enrage phase, which he doesn't want to do.
Yeah. And we get the red potion in a bottle, which is our first bottle, which opens up the sick kid back in Kakariko.
Yeah, that can be checked along with Magic Bat next time they head over there.
We know Rick will head over there once he gets blue.
Rick has the powder, which was somewhere.
Yeah, it was somewhere.
You know, I can't be certain, but I do believe that powder was somewhere.
And it was somewhere that Gus has not been yet.
So it might have been an Ice Rod Cave?
No, Ice Rod was a big 20. Let me think here. I remember seeing it. Hype Cave. Shout out
Hype Cave. Oh, along with that
generous guy
that Gus is missing, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Alright, so
Don't mind us, we're old.
Gus is following the tried and true method of if you can full clear a crystal dungeon, go ahead and do it. And there's 2 of them right here that he's about to full clear. Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace, which again will grant him access to that Pyramid Fairy Fountain.
And Pyramid Fairy could have some required items in there. I mean, we're looking for the rods, we're looking for the cane.
Rick takes a Death Warp. I guess he wanted to get some health back. That's fine. And Gus finds a small key, so with Rick retracing Gus's steps in Hera, and Gus is more than likely about to pick up 4 or 5 keys before we see anything interesting, why don't you head over to the runner's channels and hit that follow button.
I gotta say, I'm very impressed with Gus's movements here. He's definitely, I haven't seen the name before, but he's definitely not a new player. He definitely knows what he's doing.
Yeah, definitely proving that he deserves to be in this winner-take-bracket stage match. Also, there's the cape, and if Gus were to pick up that half magic, then that would put Spike Cave in the logic. Although I guess it already is, since he has a pot and cape, I think.
The cape, you don't need the half magic, I don't think. You need bottles for... I think you need 2 bottles for the Spike Cave to be in logic without cape or cane. Remember, in a vanilla game, you need the cape to go into Spike Cave, because that's where you find the blue cane is in Spike Cave in a vanilla game.
I think the way it works is blue cane or cape and bottle or cape and half magic or 2 bottles. Although 2 bottles is kind of funny. If you get a really bad draw and all the heart containers are in Ganon's tower, then oops.
But whenever you see the runners go to Spike Cave, and sometimes they'll just forget to have either gloves or hammer, and then they realize, oh wait, you need those also.
There's no 2 bottles requirement. Okay. Okay, so that's what I said minus the 2 bottles thing.
Gus is getting bodied by these hard head beetles here. Now, Rick is learning from past mistakes in this tournament, and he's going to do Spiral Cave.
Yeah, when you want to go clear that Tower of Hera, you don't want to jump down to the bottom right corner of Death Mountain, but at the same time, you don't want to leave stuff behind, so... Goes in the Tower of Hera, then jumps down. Oh, juking that little mini Helmosaur. Good job, Gus.
Now Rick has enough money to go back to Zora and get quarter magic. Oh wait, that doesn't work that way. Looks like Rick is once again following Gus's footsteps here. Again, without having the flute, it's a little slower. And there's your Ice Rod. Ice Rod's good for one thing: killing Trinex.
And it's also good for killing Landmola.
I mean, yeah, if I've done that when I was playing the game as a 9-year-old. I thought I was super smart.
You were. I never thought of that. I don't think I ever tried any weapons on any boss. I think I used sword all the way, and then when I got to Trinex, I'm like, how do you kill this guy?
Oof, sword on Vitreous.
I guess I should have figured giant eyeball, Zelda game, maybe I'll use the bow. But no, I'm pretty sure I just use sword.
Yeah, whenever you've seen Eye in a Zelda game, use the bow. Or, oh, there's your flippers. Or in Ocarina of Time, use the slingshot.
Hey. Gus Death Warps here. Again, gives him a little bit of health back.
Yeah, Rick's about to get his flute here from the back of Sahasho's hut. First time he's been back here all race.
Okay, so he can combine this with his Eastern and Palace of Darkness checks. Oh. Not a fan of that Misery Mire business, I guess. I guess he already knew that. I already knew that Mire was a green pendant, so...
Yeah.
Not respecting his elders. So, Rick being able to combine the dungeons with this Sahasrala's Closet check might save him some time, or it might lose him some time because he didn't get the flute and couldn't move around as easily, so... I don't know. Could be kind of a wash.
Yeah, at least now when he goes back to Kakariko, he can do all the other things in Kakariko that Gus still has to do, which is check the Sick Kid and check Magic Pad.
True. And with Thieves Town being a crystal, I don't see the runners putting that off for too much longer. The question is, will they pop into Skullwoods and try to live the dream with a vanilla fire rod?
They have so many other things they can do at this point. I don't think they're going to be... I mean, do Swamp Palace here. It doesn't feel good to do Swamp Palace with what you got right now, but you might have to. You can still do there's a Fulcrum Thieves Town. We can dive the desert even though it's pendant.
Oh, we just found the flippers, right? You know what that means. That opened up, well, one dungeon.
Yeah, Ice Palace is still not open because we don't have Bombos or Fire Rod yet. And here's another boss that it's hard to kill with just a sword. But you would think in the vanilla game you realize that the item you get in the Dark World will help you kill bosses. Nice little helmet fight from Gus, gets his map, gets his second crystal. And now, now it's going to do Easter. Then the Pyramid Fair is open.
Yeah, and that'll be maybe a good check on the way to Swamp. So Gus is probably going to combine Hype Cave with Swamp, so that's really nice. And he'll pick up his Master Sword there. That's the sword that Rick picked up that Gus missed so far.
It's always a good feeling when you could avoid Eastern Palace until you can route it in with Pod and complete both at the same time in one go.
We could also clear Misery Mire and Desert Palace in one go and get both pendants.
I mean, we could go into Mire, but we can't complete it yet. We still haven't found the Red King.
Ooh, Ice Rod. It's always a...
Yeah, we
always
we saw it on Gus's side about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Your ADD is kicking in again.
No, I was watching Rick. But anyway, it's good to find early on. It's not something that they have to look for later. That's all it is.
Exactly. Yes. So I'm sitting here thinking what can possibly be on a pedestal, and if my maths are correct, the only thing that could be there, I think, is Fire Rod.
Let's see. Alright, so it can't be Red King. And we've already got the medallion requirement. It could be Boots, but that would mean...
It's Boots
requiring
if it's a really deep hole, because you need to have Desert be not Boots locked, and then you need the Boots to be required in the first place.
Yeah, you would need Cannon's Tower Key Torch, but not Desert Key Torch. Hey, it could happen. We're always trying to come up with the worst case scenarios, right? So. So, aside from Hype Cave, AdirondackRick has also checked all of the Zora items. So he's got that over Gus, and since Gus recently picked up the flippers, he might spend some time to do all that, which would give AdirondackRick a chance to catch back up.
Yeah, there's a few places that Gus hasn't done that Rick's done. That's pretty much the only difference. I think that Rick has now been everywhere that Gus has.
We have another scenario that came up from chat, which is also possible. Instead of the Fire Rod being on pedestal or the Boots being on pedestal with Ganon's Tower Big Key locked behind it, why not have the Fire Rod locked behind Boots, which are on pedestal? That would be pretty insane. It wouldn't be as fun though, because having the Big Key on the torch in Ganon's Tower means that the runners aren't even going to think about Boots until they get there, and then they're going to have to be like, ah, no.
With the book also being in Ganon's Tower.
Yeah. Or the book Locked Behind Boots.
And we still haven't found like the shovel or mushroom, so there's still fetch quest R us to do. Gus about to enter Hyde Cave. He's going to get himself his powder and his master sword.
Yeah, Rick is behind by this Eastern Palace play here, but again, Gus might spend some time to check out the Zora items, so that would make him a little closer. I think Rick would still be slightly behind if Gus goes over to Zora and does all the hobo and everything. Since Rick still has to clear out everything in this dungeon.
Yeah, it looks like he's going heading straight for Swamp.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm all for this play.
Yeah, if the game gives you what you need to clear a dungeon, just go clear it. Especially if it's crystal.
So for go mode, looks like we just need Fire Rod and Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Now, I know these runners would rather find the Fire Rod first, just so they don't worry about digging Charter Rock or something.
Right. If they find the Red Cane first, then Fire Rod could technically be in Turtle Rock, but...
Yeah, with the key placement, we all in a laser bridge.
Whoops, that's not a bomb.
Oh no, Gus.
That was such a big bomb, it blew up the whole place, and they had to...
It was a pixelated bomb. It was like Thanos bomb.
It's like one of those Metal Gear bombs that scrambles everything. What are they called? Magnet bombs or scramble bombs or something? Scramble grenades?
I don't know.
Scatter grenades?
These runners, their defense is still lacking pretty big here. Only with 7 hearts and green mail.
And no shield either, for what that's worth, if anything. It's worth a little.
Another dungeon these guys haven't done yet, which a lot of guys, you'll see them do early a lot of times, is Thieves Town. They haven't even been in Village of Outcasts yet.
Yeah, but it's just because so many other crystal dungeons were open that they had to make a choice. It's not like they were twiddling their thumbs, you know? Yeah.
There's a cane, but the wrong one. Unless you're Sakura, then it's the perfect one.
She just likes it because glitter.
Let's skip down to the left side of Swamp to start. Straight back. Gets treated with tasty burrito, 1020 sticks.
So it's like a burrito kebab.
10 burrito kebabs. Oh man, now I'm hungry.
Here, I thought it was an egg roll.
Slight divergence here. Rick is heading back to Sanctuary first. I just thought once Gus is done here with the Swamp Palace, you can immediately go straight up and get the big bomb from the bomb shop and go do that now.
Right. I was thinking about that, but of course the correct place to do it after Swamp Palace. That's where I was mistaken. You can do Catfish as well.
And then you can use the mirror to go to Resazor area, and that's just good routing.
Oh yeah, true. And then he can hookshot over to Graveyard Lich. I don't know if he wants to do that though. A little out of the way, or way more item-dense places he could go.
Yeah, Rick gets a big steals the Sick Kids lunch money.
Whoa!
What? Wow, I never saw that before. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah, shoutouts to Zelda 3 not understanding height, not understanding the difference between height and depth, basically.
Nice Z-axis, bro.
Oh man. And we get your swag ducks in the chat for AdirondackRick. So that's a significant loss for Gus. Might set him back about 1 or 2 minutes, probably about 2 minutes. Get back up to the boss.
That's a pretty costly death. But now he might just do left side now that he's here, but nope, he's going to go. So those are the big keys. So the big key's either on Argus or on the left side.
Yeah, and we have a little divergence here. Rick will go into Thieves Town instead, or at least the overworld outcasts, and I don't see why not to go into the dungeon.
Yeah, Thieves Town being a crystal. Thieves Town's one of the earliest dungeons you have access to. The only thing you really need there is a way to kill blind.
Yeah, I did like your little Z-axis joke. That was deep. that was deep, man. Definitely shows some depth.
That's 2. Again, we're just kind of, I mean, again, these guys have so few hearts and still rocking green mail.
Yeah, even a fight like Argus is dangerous with the scant amounts of defenses this rando has given them. I mean, it gave them everything they need to travel pretty early on. Oh,
Those footballs do a lot of damage.
Oh boy,
Oh,
yeah.
no, it's getting cornered, but oh my gosh.
So one of the things you want to make sure not to do with the Master Sword in a one-hit KO situation is pull the puffs from the south side. That's a big no-no right now. And Gus apparently knows it. He's not going for the bait.
Yeah, coming from the other direction. It's like hammering. You don't hammer up. You don't hook shot up.
Yeah, it's okay if you have a better sword, because then you will destroy them in one hit. But they'll kind of move toward you if you have Master Sword. They don't really move. It's weird.
This video game is weird.
Yeah.
Alright. He is taking his sweet time here, just being extra careful, which I don't blame him one bit.
Yeah, this will be 4 sword spins for this phase. And makes it through.
There you go. First time, every time. Get a compass. That means the big key is on the left side or in the chest itself, and we still have 2 items to get. So let's see if he dives back in for his 2 items.
Yeah. And once again, this is a round 7 matchup between AdirondackRick and Gus. It's a 4-2 matchup, which means the winner will move on to the bracket stages, and the unwinner will most likely, the loser will most likely be ending their spring tournament life. That is to say, they'll be eliminated from the tournament.
Or I would call it freedom.
Yeah. Freedom to make crossover plandos.
Yeah. Sphere ball on pedestal, anyone?
Don't you worry about that. I think that actually happened in one of the test seeds.
Yeah, it did. Basically, had the full clear lane to pass for you instead of foot instead of Super Metroid.
Game is weird, IGN. There haven't been any troll items really so far. I guess the Fire Rod and Canis and Mario are still at large. The big troll in this seed was they gave basically 5 items right off the bat, which allowed for almost full overworld exploration. So
these guys had purple access after escape.
Yeah,
we're all given to escape.
Yeah. Blind Maiden's like, I was gonna eat that egg roll. Now I'm gonna chase you down and get my egg roll back.
Egg roll song is big drama commentary. Loser. Someone tries to lose the commentary. Are you saying that us commentators are losers? Because I am. I win 3 and 4. How'd you do in this tournament, Cross?
3 and 4.
All right.
Yeah. Oh no, wait. 4 and 3. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're slightly better than I am.
I got. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, the big key. Now I can check the big chest. Does a quick menu check to see if he's got map and compass? He does, so he wants to go back for the big chest.
Yeah, got tempered sword from the first chest on the left side, so that was nice.
Yeah. So in most of the dungeons, oh, careful, Rick. He's taking. He's got half magic and cape. He could just brute force it at this point.
Yeah, I would pull on the wall here, because pull on the wall you don't lose magic.
Ah, right. A very popular tile room strat would apply here. It's true.
I wouldn't get a fight. I have no shame.
And just a red rupee in the swamp big chest. So one of the little tricks that you can do is a rando runner. Each dungeon has a set number of items. I mean, so you have basically 5 chests and you have 4 chests in a boss in Eastern Palace, for example. 3 of the chests are map, compass, and big key. I'm sorry, 3. There's 3 stuffs, and if you're missing a stuff, you'll know by opening your menu and seeing that you already got the map and compass.
That is the top level commentary you guys are here to witness. Get the
so there are 3 items. So it's the boss and 2 chests, plus the big key map and compass. So out of the 6 item locations, you open up your inventory. If you see, for example, that you only have 1 item left and you're missing the compass, then you know that last item is the compass. So that's why you saw Gus bring up the menu after grabbing the big key. Wanted to make sure he wasn't missing a map or compass.
Yeah, Swamp has the big key, the map, the compass, and 6 stuffs. What is Rick saying to us? Made a C with an exclamation point. Ooh,
it's for a cross. That's a shout out to me. Oh, hi Rick. Thank you.
And Gus finding the shovel here on the side of the pyramid.
Yeah, basically worthless outside of checking 1 extra item location. It's like getting cash. Oh,
what? He opened up the pyramid, but then he died.
I think he was going for a pool prize, maybe? I don't know. But he opened it up, so we won't have to buy the bomb again. That's fortunate. So getting the shovel is like getting a handful of change for Halloween. You wanted candy, but they gave you an extra step to go and get your candy.
And you must have got a lot of change when Halloween, because I always got pennies. That doesn't buy you candy.
Don't spend it all in one place. Oh, Rick narrowly missing a tree boost there. Alright, so Rick actually, I like Rick's routing here as well, of starting in Village of Outcast and then working his way over to Swamp Palace here. Similar to how Gus started at Hype Cave and made his way down here, but...
Yep. Again, Swamp does not have anything other than Tempered Sword, which is nice, but not required per se. They're not going to turn it down, though. They don't want to do Master Sword strats.
Right.
Alright, back at the Pyramid Ferry.
Oh, he could have used that heart a minute ago.
Oh, God.
Alright, looks like he's going to go ahead and check on the old catfish here. I wonder if
Zora.
He related to the Zora sprite there? Is he like going to visit his distant uncle or something?
Yeah, he's gonna go visit the his uncle that no one ever talks about.
He's gonna, but he's still gonna try to get something out of him.
Go say hi to his cousins. Family reunion, which is just an excuse to get drunk.
So you think he's gonna give him a potion?
No, he's gonna get half magic. That's like the best kind of drunk you can get, right?
Oh, we already found half magic there.
Yeah, it's a Zora.
Oh, right. I was thinking catfish. Well, I was thinking about catfish.
Okay, catfish. I don't think it's really a Zora. I think catfish just is just like some hobo. It's like the hobo, but like in a different location, like the Dark World hobo.
I think he's actually some kind of ancient Japanese deity. Hoy, small fry.
Take my love.
That's that guy, right? The Hoy small fry guy?
I again, references that go over my head.
That's from a Zelda game.
I haven't played every Zelda game. I only played the good ones, you know, Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time,
Wand of Gamelon,
Spirit Tracks, Phantom Hourglass. That was actually really good, really underrated.
Yeah, Zora's gonna gouge his nephew here. It's gonna be like, oh, you want something? Mow my lawn.
I mean, he's a little trim. There's like trees growing everywhere and stuff.
Link's crossbow training, I remember that game. I never played it though. Came with one of those Wii controllers that wasn't really a controller, it was just a piece of plastic you put your controller in.
Yeah, Nintendo's really good at giving you products that, like, they're selling you cardboard boxes now.
They're also selling you imagination.
It's a box.
Lawn is water. Mow it.
We're gonna get ourselves a spike game check here on Gus's side. We are. If this pays off, this is a place that Rick might not check for a long time.
Aww.
Well, once Rick gets done here, he's going to be taking the crystal lead on Gus here, because Gus still gets to do Thieves Town. And Rick did not get the temperature. He's using his red potion there, so he doesn't get bodied by the Argus like Gus did.
Yeah, both runners trying to live the dream and have map and compass be on the West Wing, but had they gone to the West Wing, they would have had a much better sword for this fight.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, nice silver arrow.
Yeah, 1 silver arrow.
And Sick Kid gives Gus 20 rupees. He's like, go buy me medicine. And Gus is like, yeah, sure, kid.
Then he goes to like the casino and plays a chess game.
No, not the casino. The treasure chest.
Yeah, chess game. That's a casino.
I guess so. Only
Spin the wheel is fun.
We rigged it so that you always win, though. Or archery game, that could be like part of the casino. That's more like a carnival game.
Yeah. You go down to the midway, go over there, and it's rigged, you'd never win. Although, I was playing...
We go up into Skullwoods and play pinball.
Yeah. I was playing Blackout Bingo one time, and we had one of the things was archery game.
Nice. Did you get to 99?
I think 64 is something you can get.
You can get 99.
Okay. Then it goes up in exponents of 2. My math is not on par yet, but I think 99 is not an exponent of 2.
Yeah, but you can get 99. Yeah, actually, if you hit the same octopus 5 times before it goes off screen, you get 99.
TIL.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So somebody told me that a couple months ago. Oh, we got the one-eyed fish. The Dark World version of Zora. I never knew those guys had bodies. I've only seen their heads. And I thought they looked kind of like Cyclops Link. I don't know. So yeah, Pedestal is still technically alive. It could be Fire Rod, which would mean we find Bamos somewhere to get in the Ice Palace. Or it could be Boots, which would mean Boots not being required for Desert Palace, but then being required for Ganon's Tower or to find Fire Rod.
Or it could be Book or Mushroom leading to one of those awesome items.
Yeah. Well, there's my tempered sword.
That's why you should always do the left side first. You pulled the mirror out, ready to mirror out if it wasn't the big key, but it's the big key. Now you're gonna go get your big 20.
Yeah, and one of the fun little things about V29 is the big key in Swamp Palace can actually be inside the big chest and just unreachable, which is what Rick was actually hoping for in this situation.
Yeah, the logic changed a little bit where single keys can be locked behind other single keys, and unnecessary keys can be locked behind places that are unreachable, like the big key in the big chest here, big key in the big chest over in Skull, the small key can be in Thieves Town, big chest. Always making the game easier, yet more complicated.
I recently learned that blind cannot have a small key.
Yeah, logically the small key for Thieves Town can be pretty much anywhere but blind in Thieves Town.
Yeah, and the reason for that is if you use your keys in such a way that you basically trying to soft lock yourself, you can. But
the game goes through extra measures to make sure that even complete morons like myself cannot soft lock the game.
Yeah, it plays into some nice meta logic for Misery Mire as well, since there are plenty of locked doors in Misery Mire that just don't need to be touched. There's just that one treasure room in the basement that nobody knows about.
Don't forget the infamous fish room.
Yeah, well, the fish room has a key in it at least.
Yeah.
So use the key.
Rick's gonna get a shovel. Well, I don't think we've checked it yet on Gus's side. Also, I'm disappointed in our runners. I was talking to Rick about this, like, right after we got confirmed to do commentary, but I said, he's got to go into tavern just for you, but he didn't.
Oh, that's alright. He'll be late, but he'll just have to buy me a drink when he gets there.
Yeah. We're going to go see what the fairy refill is, and it's green.
Which is a green potion.
Yep.
So that's actually another thing that's randomized is if you throw an empty bottle into one of the fairy ponds, and it's actually different for both fairy ponds, but you get, instead of just getting a green potion, it's set for the seed. It'll be a green potion, red, blue, fairy, bee, or good bee.
It's like Gus is going to make the dive into, never mind. He's going to go check Lumber Cave, like I said.
Yeah, possibly the graveyard ledge as well.
Yeah, get these two out of the way.
Oh, hello, Red King.
Well, there we go. That's not what we wanted to see, because now Fire Rod can be in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, but what are the odds of that?
About 50-50. 50% chance it is, 50% chance it's not. And Gus with that RNG manipulation to make sure that he gets a better pattern going back up here.
Oh, it worked.
See?
I love this bumper boost. Boing.
Now we just need the Fire Rod for go mode.
Yeah, and the gold bee actually does exist in the vanilla game. In the room east of where you get the ice rod, you can bonk into a statue and make a gold bee appear, but I think it only works once, or I don't even know if you can get it back after a hard reset, or you can. I think you can also buy a gold bee from one of the Dark World shops.
The same shop that you have the arrows and the red shield, you can buy a gold bee.
Ah, the red shield shop. Nice. Well, I just realized both of the runners have blue hearts. Alright, Rick is doing the blacksmith side quest. I think this is new ground for us. Gus... Oh, it's gonna check Ice Rod Cave and get his rupees. And did Gus check Magic Bat yet either? Maybe...
I don't think so, no.
I think we're comboing that here with the blacksmith. Let's give him a little a blasting powder.
Gus is now going to do the hobo check, which Rick fake flippered earlier on. Basically, Gus is going to try to check every overall location before he has to go into Turtle Rock here. Or even worse, one of the Pendant Dungeons.
Did we see the Mire overworld yet?
No, we have not.
That's 3 quick items now they can check. Can get the 3rd one with the mirror, and they can see what's required for Misery Mire just in case.
Yeah, oh yeah, if Mire's Bombos and Fire Rod is inside Mire, well, we have to put Bombos somewhere too.
So yeah, Rick started. Now he can actually flute to the dam, I think. Oh, he's gonna check the dig spot. Yeah, good call. So normally you would just mirror and flute right away, but if you have other stuff you want to check along the way, then you want to check along the way.
And now he's gonna flute away and then turn in the purple chest.
What do you think Gary's got for lunch today?
A mushroom would be great.
You think it's a cherry lollipop?
Cherry lollipop. Or a bomb capacity upgrade, you know, same thing.
I guess bombs are like meatballs. That's like just a meatball bag. Or maybe it's like spaghetti, because that's what you put meatballs in.
Ether from Meyer.
So that would be in logic now for 3 items. Rick would have to get Red Cane first, but maybe Gus will do it.
Could be only 2 items, and if Fire Rod's in there, it could be a really nice boon for Rick.
True, he wouldn't actually need the Red Cane to finish it. And it might save him... Well, it wouldn't save him time over Gus. Oh, Mirror Bonk. Because Gus would get the Fire Rod in peace if it's in there.
Yeah, but since we know where the Red Cane is, Rick's not going to get too far in there anyway. So Rick's going to check out the Desert Palace here. I think checking Desert Palace makes a little bit more sense than checking Meyer at this point.
Yeah, you can get locked out a little easier. Oh no, it's stuck by the antlion. Alright, so Desert Palace will not be completable without boots, so there goes your boots on pedestal possibility.
Yep.
And a map, so nothing to get in here. So it's Fire Rod or bust if you're a pedestal fan.
Yeah, this is where I wish I had a book just so I can check and just like get it out of the way. Because if you can check the pedestal and it's Fire Rod, you're basically in go mode. Well, not really, because then you have to find the you have to find the boots somewhere.
Yeah. And we all know the boots are gonna be in Turtle Rock.
Which leads to the Fire Rod and like Bonk Rocks or King's Tomb, and it's a double dip required.
Rick will pop into Skull Woods, look for up to 2 items. Of course, they could both be locked behind Fire Rod, but we'll see what he gets, and perhaps he'll go and check that bumper cave for his Can of Samaria afterward.
Yeah, he's gonna go straight back first and then come back, which I like this because the big keys in this chest, it makes a lot of sense to do this. So using the cape here, because if you pull with the cape anywhere, you won't spend your magic, so pulling it, you're not spending magic.
No. Even if you're pulling the statue, that's interesting.
Yeah, as long as you're pulling something.
Why? Why do you think I'm sneaky? I wouldn't pull anything.
And speaking of that, there's the big key in that chest.
Is this even etc.?
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
Long time watcher, first time watcher. Can we save the frames? Oh. Hey! I love how...
snap! There's the Fire Rod.
Chocolate Fire Rod.
I thought we used the term French vanilla.
Oh, that works too. So he just needs to get that red cane, and the longer Gus puts off dipping into Skull Woods to try to find the fire rod.
Yeah, like, Rick's gonna go complete Mothra now, which makes sense.
Yeah, so he's got a decent chance that the second item will be on Moth. And he might have Bumper Cave on the mind anyway, so you might want to walk past the other locations. Chocolate fire rod would be an ice fudge cave. Like if you find Bombos, add ether tablet. Then you have like the chocolate Hanukkah coins.
Someone get a hold of it. Someone get control of this guy.
What? Hot chocolate. Why didn't I think of that?
Man, that's a U-level pun right there. Alright, well, this is bad news for Gus, because he has a can of Samari, he's probably going to full clear Meyer here.
Oh,
you wouldn't think to look for the fire rod in its vanilla dungeon. Rick has to be careful on the 2.5 hearts going into the Mafia fight.
Yeah, it's basically 2 hits.
3 hits from the spike, 2 hits from Mothula. He's got a green potion, so he's going to probably use Fire Rod or Cape Strats. Yeah, Cape Strats.
Nice.
Having the Tempered Sword helps because it's only 4 hits as long as you keep him off the spikes with the Tempered Sword. Or Mothula is not cooperating right now. There you go. Trust me, from someone who uses the cape all the time, there is no shame in using the cape.
Oh, and Gus opens up Misery Mire here. This could be a brutal time loss.
Losing play. I mean, if boots are in here and boots are 94.5% required, not required or something, or maths and stuff.
Well, boots would actually slow him down because that would mean he'd probably full clear desert as well.
Yeah. Unless, of course, boots are required for that big key in Ganis Tower.
Right, okay, yeah. That could be a benefit for Gus, because then Rick would still have to find boots. They cannot be on pedestal, of course, since you would need the boots to desert.
What Rick just found was actually really helpful, because I'm watching Gus go through here and getting bonked for 4 hits by these Fizz ropes. Rick just found a blue mail, and that's going to help him out a lot.
Blue Bunny. Is that a thing? Is that like a brand of butter or something? Oh yeah, ice cream.
Ice cream or butter?
I was saying a Blue Bonnet. Blue Bonnet, it's like a margarine or something. Yeah.
I can't believe it's not Rando.
Speed Gaming is not endorsed by any of these companies, by the way. Not affiliated with
Rick is making the play, and we're gonna see in at 1 hour, 18 minutes, 38 seconds, Rick is in go mode.
Pretty good.
He's avoiding the pterodactyls here. I like it. You don't get bonked by them. They deal a lot of damage.
Oh no! Oh, you missed him. Wait, nice aim, bird.
Another benefit of old video games. Oh, you're picking something up? Okay, birds don't hit you.
Well, he's just afraid of rocks. It's like rock type is strong against flying type, so he's just being careful.
Oh my god, Pokemon references. Actually, with this now, Rick is now... He's going to be jetting up to Turtle Rock, and he's going to have a really good time here because he's done. He's in go mode. All he has left is Turtle Rock.
Nice.
He's going to go get potions first, though, which I don't blame him one bit.
That was the iframes from the Mirror Warp. That's what it was. That makes
Okay,
sense.
yeah, true. Okay. He only has one bottle.
Yeah, I think he would popped open his menu hoping he had more than one bottle.
Knowing Rick, he's probably like, he's happy, but he's not happy at the same time. Because he'll be like, all right, time to go through this dungeon with 11 hearts and one bottle. The blue mail, again, will come in big help for going through here.
And tempered sword and half magic, so you'll be fine.
You say this.
You should be fine.
Yeah, it is the opposite of the race that Rick and I did last night, where literally everything that was trolley was required. Here, he's in go mode an hour 20 in.
I think Lake Hylia Island had a rupee. Gus checked it on his way to the bomb shop early on.
Yeah, we didn't see any other bottles. Yeah, all the races blend together. When you do two races and commentate another, they kind of blend in all together. So the only thing that could possibly slow Rick down now, in more ways than one, is the boots. And again, it's 94% chance the boots are not required right now.
Is that 21 out of 22?
Yep.
Nice. Of course, if the boots are required, the most likely place for them to be is in Ganon's tower.
Yeah, although it could throw a curveball at you and, pedestal.
Nah. Too bad.
It's actually 95.4. I got my last two numbers mixed up. I used to say 94.5. It's 95.4.
The fire rod was in Skull Woods, north of the pinball room, and Gus seems to be reluctant to go into Skull Woods since he would need the fire rod to complete it.
Yeah, let's just hope that he goes into Skull Woods before climbing Ganon's tower.
Oh, yeah, he's going all the way here and killing Vitreous for a green pendant, so it's another thing to distract him. Go over to Sahasrahla.
Imagine going all the way and seeing green goo and eyeballs. Yeah, that's a phrasing joke.
How about vanilla boots?
What would chocolate boots be? Pedestal?
Chocolate boots?
Chocolate boots.
I don't know. I can't say a brand name of any boots because we're not affiliated with any of them. We'll get our boot sponsorship someday, Feasel. Chocolate boots is, or that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. Water nose.
Alright, that's one for you.
That's an old one, though. I've stolen that from others. Like 90% of my material is stolen material.
Even that line about stealing material is stolen.
Yeah, I know. You might be a redneck. Looks like Gus is going to do the desert check here now.
Oh, okay.
Rick, you have the powder!
Checkerboard cave, which... Oh, that's fine. I gotta know what Sahasrahla is holding, though. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Again, the only thing that could really be at this point that would be any relevance is those boots. Maybe Buttersword, but that's not something Rick is going to be upset about missing. When we say an item is French vanilla, we mean it's in vanilla dungeon or cave, but in a different chest. Like I would say the fire rod is in a French vanilla location because in the vanilla game it's in the big chest in Skullwoods. In this specific seed, it's in the, I think, map chest.
Oh, green thing.
You turn one thing that's green for another thing that's green.
So he just grinds up the pendant. Oh, thanks for bringing me my pendant. I'm gonna grind this up into stew.
Oh, no,
Want
Gus.
some?
Gus,
You can keep the jar when you're done.
I think Gus is making the Turtle Rock gamble instead of the Skullwoods gamble.
I mean, after spending all that time in Misery Mire, he might think that he needs this play to win, and he's probably right. This would be maybe the only way for him to catch up if it were the right play, but so it's
the right play.
I think it is the right play. It's just
not this time. Meanwhile, Rick is gonna. We are avoiding Laser Bridge here because we have all the keys we need.
I'm just saying, if Gus were to go into Skullwoods, find Fire Rod immediately, and then go mode the rest of the game, it's not enough for him to catch up. So the right play is to take the risk.
So instead of catching up, he's mustard. you can write that one down.
He's mustering all his strength
to
pull ahead, but he may not catch up.
I would
but he did already check Sriracha, so that's not going to be there.
I like barbecue sauce. I couldn't think of a good pun for that.
Barbecue Q.
Yeah, I'm telling puns now. It comes with the the aura of Cross rubs off on people.
I guess it's contagious. You better believe it.
Alright. So now that the pun counter went from 2 to 200 in about 10 seconds. Rick is now in the try next fight, and
I'm surprised you didn't say it went from 1 to 1000 Island.
God. Anyway, once Rick's done with this try next fight, we're gonna have a little game to play here. Assuming he doesn't get bodied here by Trinex.
Yeah. We'll wait until the fight's over on the restream. On Speed Gaming 3 stream before we put the chat command in. And he does it!
Hooray! Alright, Cross, why don't you go tell him where we can win?
You can win props. So looks like we already got a bunch of guesses. A lot of chat already knows what's going on. Maybe if you're new, you're like, what are all these numbers? So in Ganon's Tower, there are 22 possible locations for the big key. And we are guessing which one between 1 and 22 AdirondackRick is going to find said big key. And if you are a supporter of the Speed Gaming Networks, subscribing to any of the channels or a total of 250 bits across all the Speed Gaming channels, you get to play this little game. The first person to guess the correct number between 1 and 22 will be commemorated. We'll get a personal shout out from me and Rambler, and your name will be added to the leaderboard.
Where are you looking, Cross? Where do you think we're going to be seeing this? I went with 17. That's what I've been going with lately.
I want the fire snake room. So let's see. If we do 1, 2, skip right, 3, 7, 8. I guess that's 9?
Yeah, it's 9 if you do the traditional route. 7 for the left first, and then
number 9. John Lennon's favorite number.
Alright, Rick's going right. Let's see what we get here in the first 2 chests.
No key, so he will surely be going to the left. And this is the do or die moment about the boots, huh?
Oh, yeah. I completely forgot about that. Let's see if...
Keep your fingers crossed, chat. Oh, no bug net.
Wait, no, we need that bug net. We need to be able to capture fairies near the end. Boots... Alright, never mind.
I mean, the boots could be upstairs.
Then you gotta come back down, because you need to kill Aghanim somehow. If you do a randomizer race and you don't swag, do you even randomize a race?
I guess I don't randomize a race.
Oh well. Chest 6, small key. And chest 7, small key.
I hate this room without boots. It just like throws me off.
I hate a lot of plays without boots. You know, you just get boots and Uncle's chest every time. Oh, Gus found a mushroom somewhere.
Meyer? He didn't do any other new places that Rick didn't, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
Another potion.
Well, there's all the safeties that Rick was looking for. All you had to do, you know, is full clear the game, Rick. It'll take about 20 deaths for him to make up the time here. Is Gus making the play? Looks like he's finally gonna dive Skullwoods here. He's gonna be kicking himself once he finds his fire rod. Fire Snake Room is just a small key. You get nothing, you lose. Good day, sir.
So, once Gus opens that chest, you can go on over to Gus's channel, spam some same emotes, but he's not going to be reading them, of course, but maybe he'll check them out later. And hit the follow button. And,
there's Bamos. Now we can do Ice Palace.
K-Nub, thanks for the 250 bits. I like how that Kappa came up on the restream. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Andy says, never skip Skullwoods.
Valuable lessons from, you know, Andy's 7-0. You should listen to him. Wait, doing this room with the boots is also fun because always on a bomb. Alright, Gus got his fire rod, and there's some slashes of frustration. Oh, Rick, yeah, he can't bonk across because he doesn't have the boots. Jump it.
He's still gonna try to bomb jump across, but he wants to know where the tiles are. Oh, jellyfish! I think he'll be alright now that he has an idea of where he wants to go. Oop, made it.
Ooh, look at that.
I don't know how to do that bomb jump, but I still manage to get it every time.
You have a lot of leeway there. Oh, by the way, Bob just worked from one Bob to another. Oh, red boomerang. Right. I lost count of how many chests we have, so I'm going to count backwards. Tile room 4 on the right, that's 5, so we're going to try 17. So, 17 will be the last chest we check here. That's my hope. French vanilla big key? Or chocolate big key, as you like to call it.
Anytime I think about chocolate keys, it reminds me of that time on The Simpsons when Homer got the keys to the city and he tried to eat it. I thought there was chocolate inside. Why are there bite marks on the key to the city?
We're now 17 chests down. Still no big key. We are now going back to the right. If you're a Rick, do you feel behind or ahead here? Because I mean, you put up a decent time, but you found that Cane of Samaria pretty late. You could have had it pretty early in this race.
No, if I'm Rick, I probably think it's really close. Or I don't know, finding the fire rod late too could get in his head.
Yeah, both those items like this. If you routed the seed perfectly, this could be an insanely fast seed. Rick's gotta hurry up without the boots. He might run out of time here. Yep, he ran out of time.
Yeah, it takes a while to walk across that conveyor belt backwards.
Come on, Rick, just do tire room first. What's the worst that can happen?
You get grabbed by the wall master.
Nah, he has cape.
You could find the big key.
Okay. If I'm Rick, I'm thinking I'm living in the wrong part of New York. I'm kidding. Oh my God, he's gonna body by these Gibdos. He's down to 1.5 hearts. Gotta be careful. You don't want to die here.
Where's that bug net when I need it? Oh, right.
18 is a red rupee. 19 is a red rupee. 20 is a small key. 21 is the big key.
Alrighty, so good thing you skipped the tile room, didn't take your advice. He's gonna come over here for a small key, despite already having 2 small keys.
Death warp.
He just wants to death warp, yeah, that's fine.
And the closest guess was actually 18 from Ghost Bear Zeros. Congrats to you.
Yeah, thank you for your support of the Speed Gaming Network and of Link to the Past Randomizer. That goes to everybody that's donated or even just watching. Really appreciate your viewership. And these runners certainly would as well. These guys put a lot of hard work into practicing and being in the spotlight. So go ahead over to the runners' channels and give them a follow while we are not coming across any items.
Yeah, we're not going to find anything of relevance again. We'll watch Rick go up this gauntlet, though, because he is firmly in the lead here. Gus has to do all of Turtle Rock, and then all of Gannon's Tower, which is a long Gannon's Tower. Unless you do what I think some people call stupid route, which actually would be pretty smart this time around.
And I also want to make sure that I give shout-outs to Cyclone and to Magic Shade for doing the restream and tracking respectively for this race today. Doing a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes, so we just get in front of the mics and sound pretty. We don't do any actual work, so make sure you give some love to the people that are running things and running the game, running the stream, running the tracker.
Side note, I actually do some of the running things cross.
I just run my mouth.
Yeah. Who's the Rambler here?
I thought you meant literally rambling, like wandering around.
Like, yeah, the other term of rambling. Yeah, I do that too. I wandered aimlessly.
Wander around on the Adirondack Mountains.
I was born in the backseat of a Greyhound bus going down Highway 41.
I didn't know you were born a rambling man. I thought that was something you picked up later in life.
Nah, born and raised.
And speaking of Adirondacks and Allman Brothers, how about that Mountain Jam?
You're back on the food again, aren't you, with the jam? Jam doesn't go on hot dogs, though, so maybe it doesn't work as well. I know you're going to say, anything goes on hot dogs if you try hard enough. Rick playing around with that lonely fire bar and getting bodied by lighting these torches. He's gonna have to wait a little bit to. It's like dancing in the night, dancing to endless love on the ice and in the dark.
But it's fire.
Yeah.
And you're lighting stuff. So yeah, one of the rooms that, like a lot of rooms in Gannon's Tower, when it goes well, it goes great if you stay on script, but if you have just a slightly late or early input, then everything just goes haywire. And Rick probably looking for another one of those potions. But Gus found them all. Well, 2 of them.
Someone more. Red meal would also be pretty nice, and Probably the Sank Heart.
Butter sword.
I mean, that's just a super luxury at this point. I don't think Rick's specifically looking for that. Again, the fairies will.
Maybe he's looking for the boots so he can go get the bug net.
Hey, red mail's good.
There we go. Now it matches his fur and shield.
Yeah, red mail actually does cut 1 heart every time you hug again or fire a bat. Instead of doing 4, a hug does 3. Instead of Gus trying to figure out if Laserbird's required, and it was. And there's a heart. I don't know that Sank Heart because they already had a full heart thing, but now he has 14 hearts of red mail, where I was talking about earlier, he had 7 hearts of green mail for a lot of the seed. And this is another room where not having boots is a little frustrating, but he gets through.
Almost unscathed.
Alright, time for the Agatu fight. Nice little double to start. This could be a triple if he times it right. Don't know if that's a double or triple. And it was a double, so we got a 2-2-1-1, looks like. Next up for Rick is the Ganon fight.
Gus had a really nice phase 2 of the Trinex fight there. Got the double spin.
Yeah, pretty much the best phase 2 you can hope for. Finish the Trinex off on the left side. He is now going to enter Ganon's tower. But it's going to take a major dumb on Rick's end for him to blow this one. But I've seen crazier things happen.
How many Ganon falls away do you suppose Gus is?
5, probably. 5 or
5?
6. Meanwhile, it wasn't Ganon, it was Yogi Berra. Did you see the quote?
What?
It was. He said it's deja vu all over again.
Oh, yeah. My favorite Yogi Berra quote is, there's so many good ones. I like, you better cut the pizza into 6 slices. I don't think I could eat 8. If you come to a fork in the road, take it.
Just take it. And of course, the classic, what's my favorite? Not Deja Vu, the other one. Oh, it ain't over till it's over. Which is true with Ganon fights. I mean, I don't know if you saw my round 1 match, but after I killed Ganon, I fell.
I think my favorite is actually another one of my favorites. Nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded.
God rest in peace, Yogi Berra. You're the man. As a Yankee fan, you know, he's one of the guys that I always loved watching, even his old age. Whoa, there's almost a Ganon fall. 1, 2, light the torch.
Oh, you got 2 on the initial, okay.
Yeah.
Before even lighting the torch.
So we got 1 more here. And in he goes. There he goes.
All but
Bricks
over.
and brackets, boys!
AdirondackRick. AdirondackRick.
AdirondackRick. He finishes with an official Speed Racing TV time of 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 15 seconds. Get your GGs in chat as Bracket Rack Rick.
Bracket Rack.
Bracket Rack. He's now 5-2.
Hello, will you be my friend? Make sure you give both the runners a follow once again. Ba-doop. Give him a little congratulation over on his own channel. AdirondackRick.
Anyway, we'll see if we get Rick in here for a nice little chat. We watch Gus make his long journey through Ganon's Tower. We know it's going to be quite long with where the big key is and the small key placement. Kind of forced at this point. Oh no, Elminster's about to drop a pun in the chat. Have you and Elminster ever worked together, Cross? I don't think the world is ready for that.
I don't. We've teamed up in chat numerous times. I don't know. Elm, have we done commentary together? Maybe for Super Metroid we did once.
The world might explode with all the puns in that one.
I'm trying to see what Elements was getting at. Is Adirondack stick in the mud?
Gus just accidentally skipped Rando Room.
That's fine.
He doesn't need it. We're good.
I've done that before, and I spent about 5 minutes trying to teleport my way back in before realizing I had to go all the way around. And then the big queue was at Bob's chest or something anyway. Wizardry for sale?
Yeah, that's your half magic quote. Free samples. I like that one. Because you got a potion.
Yeah.
Mushroom. Free samples.
Oh. Yeah, that bomb jump that knocked him in the right direction. That's pretty interesting.
As opposed to the left direction?
Yeah, sure.
That's not a pun, that's just making fun of the English language.
You're right.
And I'm correct.
You're east. Oh, boomerang stretch.
West. I mean, now he knows he's lost, so he's just gonna have a little fun with us.
This guy's even gonna move, so they're not even gonna get into position, so they're stuck in this cycle. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. You see the new glitch of the red boomerang that was found?
Oh, where the top of the gravestone flies off the...
if you fire the boomerang and spin speed the King's Tomb just keeps going. It's hilarious. It looks like the Armor Knight's doing a river dance.
Uh-oh, he's in trouble now. I've had enough of this.
Alright, we're done here. He's already memed enough by skipping this randomizer room. Even though that wasn't a meme, that was just a dumb.
Maybe. Oh, who do we have here?
Looks like a wild AdirondackRick.
It's AdirondackRick.
A wild AdirondackRick appears. What will you do?
Throw the Pokeball. Oh, man.
Teleport.
Anyway, GG's, Rick.
Well, I don't know what to say about this seed.
You probably could have had a 120 if you routed it correctly to where the locations of the items were, but yeah. Gus just didn't want to go to Skullwoods. And that was the difference.
I didn't want to go to Skullwoods either, but I'm like, okay, I'm making the path over towards Bumper Cave, Graveyard Ledge. Let's at least check to see what we have inside. We'll start with the big key location first, and then I'll make my way over the front. Oh, hi there, Fire Rod.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're finishing this now.
And then you find the Cane of Samaria immediately after. Gus just got his big key in Yen's Tower, and he is now making the climb.
Did Gus ever find boots?
No. No boots. The only thing that Gus has that you don't have, I think, is the mirror shield.
Yeah.
And, he found a mushroom, which let him off. He full cleared Meyer, so he did a lot of other things.
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling once, because that's what was going through my mind going to that stretch was, I do not want to find the Cane of Samaria first. Because Cane of Samaria opens up the possibility of pedestal or green pendant, and I'm like, no.
Yeah. Well, luckily, you still need the boots for pedestal, and we never found those. And the way the items lined up, you didn't have to worry about ice pallets. Well, Fire Rod would open up ice pallets for you, which...
Yeah, and obviously Bombos was in Ganon's tower, so there was no way that ice palace was going to be visited, but...
Yeah. But yeah, basically the green pendant was a bottle, which you were hoping for more bottles when you went to the witch's hut to fill up, and you only had one.
Well, I wanted to make sure when I did my inventory there, I just wanted to make sure I still had that one bottle, because I was filling everything up at that point. Heading to Trinex, heading to Ganon's Tower with the way my nerves like to work sometimes. No.
Yeah, especially after the do-zero race we had last night. Having to see the play out the way it did probably made you feel a little better.
Yeah, although I did love the pre-Moldorm 2 red mail.
Yeah, that was nice. It was like you're opening chests and seeing what can be useful, and sure enough, that's probably the most useful thing that you could have found. Maybe Butter Sword would have made it fight a little faster, but that red mail makes it fight a lot easier.
You know, I was not even looking for either of those. I wasn't even looking for either of those. I was just curious myself if the boots were on the floor 6.
Ah, okay. Yeah, our best guess probably boots somewhere in Ice Palace.
Almost had to be at that point since it was a full heart on the ped. And obviously ped couldn't be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, Gus did Misery Mire, so they weren't there.
So it had to be.
0 bucks, good job.
Well, gee, thanks. Or did we ever find the book?
Notebook.
No.
Still could have been there too, on one of the tablets.
Boots in tile room. Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. That's still a possibility too, because that was one of the only 2 spots in GT that I never clinched. The other one being the bug net on the torch. And I'm just thinking, God, please don't have the big key be there.
Yeah.
Please don't have the big key be there. Thank God it's the bug net.
So, Rick, you're officially in the bracket stage of this tournament. Who do you want in the first round if you had your choice?
Oh, goodness.
Andy.
That's such a difficult choice there. I don't want Andy. Andy would annihilate me.
I got someone. I got someone for you to face.
Who?
Felix TC.
That would be quite the interesting first round match.
Yes.
Definitely would be something that worth turning into, but I guess we'll find out when the brackets unveil. There's a lot of good contenders, a lot of great contenders who could really be a good first round opponent for me that wouldn't destroy me in 2 games to none.
Yeah. Remember, in case you were all weren't paying attention. Oh, that was weird. The thing didn't blow up, but it blew up. Wait a minute, what? Anyway, the 128 players that will be into the bracket stages will be the top 116 runners from the Swiss stage of this tournament, plus the top 8 from the fall tournaments and the top 4 from the fall secondary tournaments.
Looks like we have a couple races underway right now as well. We've got on Speed Gaming 4, Zeal versus Swarnieth. If you're trying to decide what to tune in once Gus finishes up here, so got plenty of Link to the Past randomizer today. I don't know if Sonic Cam versus Elmega's finished up or not. We got a race at 1, race at 2. Another race at 2 on the Link to the Past randomizer channel. By the way, make sure you follow the ALTTP randomizer channels as well as all the Speed Gaming Network channels.
Yeah, we'll have races going on almost around the clock. Not too often, like overnight. Sometimes we are, but yeah, for the most part, around the clock from like 12 o'clock noon Eastern time until like 12 o'clock night Pacific time.
let's cheer Gus on here. He has a good shot at getting a sub 2 hours, a respectable time for this seed.
Oh yeah.
He just has to fight up Ganon here.
And notice he still has green mail.
Wow,
Remember,
he never went back. Okay, that's right. Because
he go moded Skullwoods, and he didn't open the chest where the red mail was.
Yep. Because obviously I only opened that because I wasn't in go mode. Yep. Get it.
All right, he still had to find that cane in Bumper Cave.
Rick, no thoughts of heading into the Dark World at after Escape, because you had everything you need for Dark World right after Escape.
You know, that's one of the things that really can fault me as far as routing is when the game opens up like that, and boy did this game really open up. And I'm thinking for a little bit, boy did I make the wrong move. I'm thinking I made the wrong move. And that's when I decided, okay, I'm sequence breaking up to Death Mountain.
Yeah, that turned out to be a good decision, but yeah, Gus found the flute early on. For most of the early race, you were right behind Gus, but only because you checked more overworld stuff. You had a sword upgrade. You had an extra sword on Gus for most of the early game, and then Gus took a death to Argus, and that's kind of when the tide started turning in your favor. Alright, Gus gets Ganon down. Get your GGs in chat for Gus. He has finished. And he falls. He has not finished.
Whoops.
Alright, he just pulled a Willard / pulled a Rambler. That might have been intentional because he's been, you know, he's been wearing stats and ice armors. So let's hope it's intentional. Now it really is deja vu all over again. Oh, and there's again a hug.
Whoop. Too bad he didn't get that bug net. If he got the bug net, then he'd be able to catch the fairy on the tree,
Yeah,
and it would mean he'd have the boots to make the fairy.
Without the boots.
Well, he would need the boots both to make the fairy spawn and to get the bug net.
Okay, so he's got to go to Ice Palace, find the boots there probably. Then he can kill Ganon.
Yeah.
And one thing Gus is not utilizing that Rick utilizes a lot is that magic cape. Rick busted that out on multiple bosses, and I love him for it.
You kidding me? I ain't gonna die in those bosses at this point.
Yeah. I mean, cape was required anyway, so I might as well use it use it more.
I mean, the game gave you half magic. You might as well at least use it some. I mean, I wasn't going to die to Mothula. I knew my health was low on that boss fight, especially when I lost the bunny beam.
Alright, let's get this Ganon fight down one more time. Or at least try to.
Man, no silverless strats.
Yeah, no. I haven't seen Silverless in a while. But I think Gus this time, he's got it. he still gets a sub 2.
I was afraid when he got hit there to go down to 2 hearts, he was going to fall off the platform too, because of the way those bats can push you.
Yeah. All right, Gus is officially finished. He's got a speed racing TV time of 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 26 seconds. Get your GGs in chat.
Speed
yep,
GG, Speed 2 GG, Speed 3 GG.
We'll see if we can get Gus in here for a quick little chit chat before we sign off. And now we have Gus joining us. GG.
GG.
Good game, Gus.
Yeah, GG, Rick.
I hear it was the fire rod for you.
Yeah, I made some. Well, the seed. I thought the seed was going pretty great up until, like, I stepped into swamp, and after that, like, I just looked everywhere for those, like, 2 or 3 lost item and the fire rod especially. But it was that gamble into Mr. Meyer that pretty much sealed the race, I think.
And not only that, just the fact that you found, like, you both were looking for both the fire rod and the can of Samaria for most of the end of the race, and the fact that you found the Samaria first sent you to places that it was kind of out of the way. And then when Rick found the fire rod, he only had to go nearby to find that cane and be ready to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, the scene was pretty, I mean, it started off giving you the entire overworld, so it wasn't linear at all. You guys were diverging routes for most of the race. And then you kind of went on the same path. You both did Hera, Pod, and Eastern all back to back to back. And then Gus, you unfortunately took a death to Argus in Swamp Palace. And that's kind of what started the downward spiral, I'd say.
That sucks. Sorry.
Yeah, that death was pretty dumb because I just, as it was about to like come down, I kind of remember that he does damage to you if you stand in his way, so I didn't quite have time to react.
Yeah, he was standing like up where Argus comes down to start phase 2, and it clipped him straight down. Yeah, it was rough. Especially with that boots, took forever to get back there, and the fact that just on left side first, you had tempered for that fight. Both of you went straight back first and had to kill a master before finding the tempered on the left.
Did you find the boots, Rick?
Nope. They were MIA for me.
Okay, they were probably in Ice Palace now.
Yeah, it was what we were figuring after they said that you went to Meyer, so yeah, well, very likely.
Yeah, if not Ice Palace, then blocked behind something that was an Ice Palace, whether it be the book or... No, you found the mushrooms, it wasn't the mushroom. You found the shovel, it wasn't that. So yeah, more than likely it was somewhere in Ice Palace or blocked by something in Ice Palace. But anyways, GG Gus, you're probably, unfortunately, not gonna... You're going to be joining us on the sidelines, myself and Cross, I should say, because we'll be watching as well. We failed to make brackets, but hey, we're going to keep watching this tournament.
Go Rando.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So, all right. So again, GG's again to AdirondackRick on the win, to Gus as well. If you want to give him a follow, the links are in the chat. I personally know Rick streams once in a while, but he also plays lots of other games. Like he's played games that you've never heard of. No, not you haven't heard of that one. Yeah. Like GeoGuessr, that's the best.
And thanks again to Cyclone, our restreamer, Magic Jade 47, our tracker, and of course my co-commentator NY Rambler.
Yeah, and shout out to Cross Product for his, as usual, amazing commentary. He's one of the best.
It's an honor to have you two on the call for this one.
I paid him to say that, guys. Don't worry about it.
I got those $5 Monopoly money.
I gave him 10 bits.
Oof.
Not really. I didn't actually do that.
I'm not even affiliated yet. I can't get bits.
I gave him a PayPal donation.
Anyway, on behalf of myself and Cross and everyone on Speed Gaming and running the Link to the Past Randomizer tournament, my name is NY Rambler. Thanks again for tuning in, and be sure to check the schedule. We have races going on all day today. More of these hype 4-2 races, where basically about to win an ins. See you all on the other side.